Welcome back. The big story continues to be India and Pakistan, and instead of being introspective, instead of being conciliatory, or instead of really investigating what and how to follow the evidence given by given by India to Pakistan, today Islamabad was absolutely defiant. It took off on a statement made by the Prime Minister this morning where he talked about Pakistan sponsoring terrorism and issued a long press release that went into hundreds of words only aimed at increasing the rhetoric. When a pointed question was asked to the Pakistani High Commissioner to India, Shahid Malik, all he said was, we aren't rejecting the evidence just yet. Let's hear what he said.
Ji, we have received some material yesterday and we have already issued a statement that the government of Pakistan is examining.
We just want to know, you are rejecting the evidence or you are going to work on that?
There is no question of rejection or otherwise. We are examining the material that has been given to us.
Standard response, no question of rejecting the evidence. We are examining the evidence that is given to us. Standards response, it's like the response that one would give faced with a diagnosis that one wants to hold an opinion on. Now, G. Parthasarathi and General Shankar Prasad are both with us. Good evening, gentlemen. Before I go across to our friends in Pakistan, who will be on the line in just about a minute and a half. G. Partha, your reactions. Your reactions, you know exactly what Pakistan has said also in that long press release.
You see, it is quite obvious that there are differences within the Pakistani establishment. Their High Commissioner says something, the Foreign Secretary says something else, and if you see the statement of both General Durrani, the NSA, and the statement issued after the Prime Minister met President Zardari, they are talking that they will look into it. So really at one level they are at a level of denial. But Aruna, in a larger perspective, wasting time talking to the Pakistanis is going to get us nowhere. Right now we know that the Pakistanis have admitted to the Americans that Zarar Shah and Lakhvi are involved. This has been stated by Pakistani officials to the Wall Street Journal and New York Times. This has come out from the Pakistani embassy in Washington, quite obviously on the briefing of Ambassador Hussain Haqqani, and it has been published in the most respected newspaper of Pakistan, the Dawn, that the Americans have been told this. So all this is being enacted by the army, who want to whip up tensions and deflect attention from the terrorism to India-Pakistan tensions.
Okay.
We should play it cool. We've given them the evidence. Now remember one thing, American and Israeli nationals are being killed. Even if the Americans have some reason to act soft, the Israelis are not, and they carry a lot of clout in Washington.
Right.
We play our cards properly. Ultimately, they'll have to come around. They'll have a fallback position saying ISI was not involved, Zarar versus Zarar Shah was involved, which is what they've already told.
That's the position that they want to take.
What General Masood says or anybody else,
I
don't care.
I just want to tell our viewers. I just want to tell our viewers before I get the first comment from General Prasad. What happened today was that at a meeting in which there were all the chief ministers and the home minister present, the Prime Minister very clearly said that Pakistan is sponsoring terrorism. And that India will do, he went on in the concluding remarks to say, India will do everything to ensure that everyone who sponsors terrorism in our neighborhood will not be allowed to do so. After that, without a single word reference to the evidence, we have this 11-paragraph reply that came in from Pakistan. 11-paragraph reply on what the Prime Minister said, not a word on the evidence. General Prasad, how do you read this?
I am not surprised at all. I was anticipating this kind of activity. I was quite certain that Pakistan is going to turn out and say, none of these things are credible, we don't believe in it, we will keep investigating, and at the end of it, nothing will happen. As Partha rightly said, there is a different power center in Pakistan that is run by the Pakistan Army and the ISI. The poor political democracy that is currently in existence in Pakistan is, I would hate to use some words, but is just subservient to the military.
Right.
Under no circumstances do I expect Pakistan to accept any evidence. What more evidence can India provide on a terrorist incident? The entire world, including the United States Ambassador in India, has publicly stated that it is irrefutable evidence. What more does Pakistan want?
Okay. Now I have joining us Mubashir Bukhari. Mubashir Bukhari, senior journalist with GeoTV. Mubashir, analyze this for me. This reply that Pakistan Ministry of Foreign Affairs, anyone who logs into their website can actually see it, sounds a little nervous. Do you also look at it that way? It sounds a little nervous. No response, no word on the evidence, but such a long reply seems to be very nervous, hurriedly written reply.
Do you think that Pakistan should use the same tone which India is using in accusing Pakistan? And I think it is very comfortable reply, and we in Pakistan media, we haven't heard about any solid evidence which India provided to Pakistan regarding camps based in Pakistan. And if India is accusing Pakistan, so there rises a question, who is sponsoring extremism and terrorism in Pakistan? You see every bombing every day, and yesterday, day before yesterday, there was a bombing in Dera Ismail Khan, and then Peshawar, and then everywhere in Pakistan.